Samanya? What sort of name is that?
It's Bantu.
Bantu?
Red Faction Guerrilla Re-Mars Edition attempts to revitalize the classic franchise for a new generation, providing updated visuals and frame rate to this classic title, but still suffering from some technical issues. Red Faction Guerrilla Re-Mars Edition's gameplay provides overwhelming issues that only some gamers can endure.
Good enough.
The nanoforge creates micro machines.
Red Faction Guerrilla Re-Mars Edition has players in control of Alec Mason, a miner who has recently relocated to Mars. After losing his brother by the private military group known as the EDF, and labeled a terrorist, Alec joins Red Faction, a guerrilla organization to avenge his brother. It's your standard resistance versus corrupt organization story with very little memorable moments. The missions are separated into side objectives that help bolster morale and loosen control of the EDF in different areas of Mars. There's a lot to do in Red Faction, but many missions repeat the same pattern of rescuing hostages, securing supplies, and destroying high-value targets. Since the EDF outman and outgun the Red Faction, these missions are designed to replicate guerrilla warfare with short but powerful strikes leading up to the massive assaults. The biggest noteworthy accomplishment in Red Faction Guerrilla is the destruction. Almost everything can be smashed to pieces, but swinging mindlessly won't yield the same results. Sometimes the player must target specific weak points to cause the structure to fall, with certain missions providing challenges based on this system, such as destroying a structure using a set of explosives within a time limit. This can lead to frustrating moments when certain routes are destroyed, forcing the player to restart the mission. There is an item called the Reconstructor that can rebuild essential buildings and routes, but this item takes up a weapon slot and should have been included as a default item. Red Faction Guerrilla is a third-person shooter at heart. The controls and cover system work well enough, with players able to quickly swap between weapons by holding down the right bumper and choosing a face button. Sprinting is infinite, which is a nice touch when exploring the vast environment of Mars. The game does have improved graphics and frame rate compared to the original game. However, despite playing on an Xbox One X, the game would slow down during large battles and has long load times. Most significantly, the game crashed several times during my playthrough. This would happen during chaotic events, but considered the original released in 2009, this shouldn't have been an issue. This isn't the only issue in Red Faction Guerrilla. The enemies throughout the game are unfair. They are able to take absurd amounts of damage and spawn indefinitely. It isn't uncommon to see dozens of EDF soldiers appear out of nowhere after eliminating a set. What adds to the vexation is their level of precision when firing. Enemies hit 90% of the time and somehow always know where you are. This will lead to a lot of frequent and frustrating deaths, especially since the minimap doesn't provide adequate positions of the enemy. The EDF isn't the only problem. Driving in Red Faction Guerrilla Re-Mars Edition hasn't been improved. Turning is often frustrating as the vehicles drift constantly unless moving at extremely slow speeds. Hitting the smallest bump will cause your car to leap into the air. Even the AI has trouble driving in missions they are required to drive in. Once you finish the 5 to 7 hour campaign, you can continue playing to complete any side objectives or the bonus missions. There are prequel stories that center on the events before the core campaign, providing more context into the critical character within the story. It's an excellent extra that provides more of the same gameplay, and since the missions are short, dying is less frustrating. Multiplayer is available and offers your traditional set of modes such as Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, Domination, Capture the Flag, and more. Up to 6 players can join the matchmaking or create custom matches if you wish to invite your friends over to play. Wrecking Crew takes advantage of the game's ambitious destruction system where the player has to destroy as much as possible within the time limit. But multiplayer serves as an adequate distraction for those seeking more Red Faction action, with a leveling system and cosmetics to encourage players to keep playing. Overall, it was an adequate experience, but expect a very difficult time finding active players within the matchmaking system. Red Faction Guerrilla Re-Mars Edition has a lot of content and promise for a revitalization. There are some necessary changes that should be considered if THQ Nordic hopes to create a new game in this franchise. Despite being an HD remake, technical issues such as crashing and for a 2009 game running on modern hardware. Perhaps in the future, THQ Nordic will address these issues and hammer them out, but for now, Red Faction Guerrilla Re-Mars Edition serves as an adequate technical remaster of a 2009 game. I just hope that it had a lot of these issues fixed.
Like it or not, Mason, you are now.